Welcome back. New York City Comptroller John Liu has been talked about as possible New York City mayoral candidate for a while now. However, a federal investigation into his fundraising operation has definitely put a cloud of uncertainty over a potential run. Our own Dominic Carter spoke with him yesterday. Dom?
That's right, Rich. We spoke about a number of issues, the race for mayor, the tension between Liu and Mayor Bloomberg, and even Liu's stance over stop and frisk.
Let's see stop and frisk for what it really is. You've got close to 700,000 people last year alone being stopped and frisked, almost all of whom have done nothing wrong, and almost all of whom are people of color. It's undeniable that it is a form of racial profiling, and I don't believe that racial profiling has any place anywhere in New York City or in other cities, whether it be in the police department or other. The mayor and the police commissioner often cite the lower numbers of murders. Well, actually, the numbers of murders have not gone down significantly in these past 10 years.
Would you actually stop the practice of stop and frisk if you were elected mayor of New York City?
Nice question, Dominic. Stop and frisk, let's be very clear, this is not the only thing that the police can do to keep people safe. There are other strategies that have been proven in Boston, in Chicago, and Atlanta, where the police, for example, undertake a form of focused deterrence, which recognizes that in every community, people generally know who the bad guys are. And the police should concentrate their efforts in keeping an eye, keeping tabs on the bad people and making sure that they are being kept in control, as opposed to assuming everybody is potentially bad.
How would you, Mr. Comptroller, assess the overall performance of Police Commissioner Ray Kelly? You already know that his approval numbers have consistently remained sky high.
Dominic, I don't look at the approval numbers all that much. I think Ray Kelly has been a tremendously committed public servant. He's been commissioner, I believe, longer than anybody else in New York City has been. He's committed to the safety of everybody in this city. But you look, at some point, I think any position should always have some new blood at some point. And beginning in 2014, I believe there will be new blood in all different positions in the city of New York.
Just for a minute here, and this is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. City Comptroller John Liu, what are you going to do? Are you running for mayor? And you already know that some of your critics will charge that you don't have the credibility to do so.
Well, number one, I'm not 800 pounds, Dominic, at least not yet. The election, every day I meet people who come up to me in all different boroughs, in all different situations, and they literally say to me, you got to run, don't let us down. So I take those comments very seriously, and I love the job as comptroller. Next year's elections will be tremendous opportunities for not just people or candidates looking to run for office, but I think for the city of New York, the people of New York City, to demand change. I think change is needed, and I'm certainly going to consider all my options.
When do you make a decision, and are you worried about the ethical cloud, if you will, that hovers over you, and that, you know, some of your potential rivals in the race will point to some of the troubles that your office has had?
I am very proud of the work that we've done in the Comptroller's office in the last 2.5 years or so that I've been in office. I'm also very proud of the campaign that I've run in the past and currently with my campaign fundraising practices. Sure, there are allegations and innuendos, nothing proven, and I hope that whoever is investigating will do their job quickly so that we can clear the air. But at the end of the day, Dominic, I'm very proud of both my campaign and the work that we've done in the Comptroller's office and that we'll continue to do.
Well, let me ask you this. Traditionally, mayors and controllers, especially of opposite political parties, they don't get along. For example, a Republican mayor and a Democratic controller. Hint, hint. But what's going on here with the bad blood between Mayor Bloomberg and yourself?
Look, I don't think any of this is personal. It's just, I think I have a very different viewpoint about the city of New York and how things should be run. And we happen to disagree on many of these issues. There are some things that I agree with him on. For example, I think his strong stance on immigration policy is the right approach, and I agree with him that our presidential candidates in this year's election should take on that issue head on. But there are other things that, it happens to be a lot of things that we disagree upon.
But the mayor has basically called you a hypocrite. Apparently you complained about this Vector Telecom, a company that owes the city money, but the mayor points out that your own campaign is refusing to pay back fines to the tunes of, I believe, $500,000.
There's no question that the mayor will continue to lob stuff at me in the coming year. I don't think he'll be supporting me for anything. But the reality is this, Dominic. My office is looking very carefully and closely at all city contracts. As far as the fines that the mayor's complaining about that I have not paid, yes, I have a lot of fines that the mayor has gone after me on hanging posters during the 2009 elections. Now, the first set of fines, we went through the process and they were all dismissed. The current set of fines are tickets that were issued to my campaign more than 2 years after the 2009 elections. This has never been done before. I believe there's some kind of vendetta going on, but nonetheless, my campaign is entitled to go through the due process, and we certainly will use our due process. If at the end of this due process I am found liable, I will make good on my obligations.
You mentioned a potential vendetta against you. Are you saying that Mayor Bloomberg, the mayor of the great city of New York, is out to get you?
I'm saying that this has been an unfair proceeding, and things will come out over the next several months.
Vendetta, Dominic. Strong words there. How much trouble is Mr. Because everybody acknowledges he's a real talented politician, but this investigation here, is this thing going to doom this campaign before it ever gets going?
Well, we don't know. He is not charged with anything. There is no allegation against Mr. Liu himself. His campaign treasurer was indicted, and the investigation is ongoing. But don't sleep on this guy. He's progressive. He has a base. Don't sleep on him.
All right, Dominic, thank you. And to see Dominic's entire interview, go to our Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/Richard French Live. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us.